Today we'll talk about ratio and unit rate. Ratio and unit rate. Let's go through some definitions. The first one is the word ratio. Ratio. What is ratio? It's a comparison. A comparison of two quantities. By division. A comparison of two quantities by division. There's three different ways you may see ratio. You may see it as 5 to 8. For example, we use the numbers 5 and 8. A comparison would be 5 to 8. They also may use the symbol a colon in there, 5 to 8. And then other times they'll use a divide sign, making a fraction 5 to 8. So there's three ways that you'll see ratios. Most of the time that we'll be doing in class is the fraction 5 to 8. The next word is rate. Again, notice our title, ratio, unit rate. Ratio, we know what it is. Rate, what is that? Rate is nothing more than a ratio with different units. A ratio with different units. And I abbreviated, with different units. And so, for example, if I have a ratio like 64 over 2, but now a rate is a ratio with units. So this may be 64 miles, and down here this may be gallon. 64 miles for 2 gallons, every 2 gallons. Okay, so this is what a ratio is, just two numbers comparing by dividing. And a rate is where we have units actually in there, miles and gallons. So now we know what a rate is. What is a unit rate? Unit rate. Well, unit rate is a rate with denominator of 1. It's a rate with a denominator of 1. And I just abbreviated denominator. So for example, if I reduce this one up here, this would be 32 miles per 1 gallon, right? 2 goes in there once, 2 goes in there 32. So 32 miles per 1 gallon. So a unit rate is a rate, but with 1 in the denominator. Okay, now let's do some examples down below. Let's do 3 of them. Finding the unit rate. We'll find the unit rate. Well, that's the same thing as 319 miles divided by 11 gallons. This is the rate. Now we'll find the unit rate. Unit rate is when we have 1 in the denominator. So in dividing, the top number goes in the box. The other number's on the outside, and the decimal is right there, so I'll bring the decimal straight up. Let's see, 11 goes into 31 twice. So that makes it 22. And if I subtract, that leaves me with 9. Bring down the other 9. 11 goes into 99 9 times. 9 times 11 is 99. And so we're done. So the answer is 29. So our unit rate is 29 miles per 1 gallon. Okay, so 11 goes into 319 29 times. 11 goes into 11 once. So it's 29 over 1. That's why it's per 1 gallon. So this is the unit rate. Okay, here's our next rate. We have 2,725 words in 25 minutes. So if you were typing this many words in 25 minutes, how many words is that per 1 minute? That would be the unit rate. So our rate is 2,725 words in 25 minutes. That's our rate. Now we want to find the unit rate. So we take the top number, put it in the box. And 25 goes on the outside. And now we simply divide. Remember, the decimal is on the very end here, so bring it straight up. So I have 25 into 27. That goes one time. That leaves me with 2 left over. Bring down the 2. Does 25 go into 22? No. No, it doesn't. So that's a 0. So I'll bring down the 5. Does 25 go into... How many times does 25 go into 225? How many quarters in $2.25? The answer is 9. 9 times 5 is 45. Carry the 4. 9 times 2 is 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. See that? It works out right. So the answer is 109. So 25 goes into 25 once, and 25 goes into 2725 109 times. So that means we have, that person typed 109 words in 1 minute. Is that a pretty fast pace? Much faster than I can do it, that's for sure. We have one more example. I'm running out of room, so I'm just going to put it to the side here. Number 3, now we're talking money, $920 in 40 hours. Remember, usually 40 hours is a work week. A normal work week is 40 hours. So this is how you'd make the rate. That's $920 in 40 hours. So now we want to find the unit rate. How much money is that for 1 hour? Now, if you want to, you could start reducing, like, 10 and 10. You could cross off these zeros and have 4 into 92. I'll just do it the longer way, though, because that's just the way I am. So, let's see. If I have $920, bring the decimal straight up. Top number always goes in the box. Then you have 40 on the outside. Let's see now. 40 goes into 90 twice, right? Because that would make it 80. Okay, and that would leave you 12 left over. So now bring down your 0, 120, 40 into 120. 4 goes into 12 3 times. So that would be 3. 23. 23 times 40 is... 3 times 40 is 120. What am I doing here? Okay, so 23. So that means it's $23 for 1 hour, or 1 hour, not hours, but 1 hour. $23 per hour. Is that pretty good pay? Yes, that is good pay. Remember, the minimum wage is $8 per hour here in California. 23 is very good. So there's our unit rate, $23 per hour.